I don't need a man. I'm independent. Men are optional. You've heard it 1,000 times from women on social media, from women in your life, maybe even from women you've been with. And every time you hear it, you know it's a lie, not because you're bitter, but because you've watched what they actually do versus what they say. So let me ask you directly, do women really not need men? Stay with me, because what I'm about to show you will make everything click. Here's what I see constantly: women posting about their independence, about not needing men, about being strong and self sufficient. And then I watch what they actually do. She says she doesn't need a man. But when she's scared at night, who does she call? When something breaks or goes wrong, who does she expect to fix it? She posts, "I don't need a man to complete me" on Instagram, then spends her evening texting multiple men, fishing for attention, needing their validation to feel valuable. She can't go 3 days without male attention before she starts feeling invisible. She claims she's financially independent. But look closer. There's a man somewhere paying her rent, covering her car note, funding her independent lifestyle. Or she's dating men specifically because they can afford the life she wants, but can't actually fund herself. The independence is a performance, but the need, that's real. Quickly tell me in the comments, have you watched a woman claim independence while still depending on you emotionally or financially? I want to hear your story. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Watch the women who talk the loudest about not needing men. She'll say her father was toxic, that men in her life let her down, that she learned she can't depend on anyone. Then you watch her relationships. She's constantly looking for a father figure. She dates older men. She needs masculine authority. She craves the very thing she claims she's moved past. She discarded her actual father, called him controlling or outdated. But now she's searching for that exact energy in every man she meets. She needs someone to lead, to guide, to provide that masculine structure she claims she doesn't want. You've seen this pattern. You've lived it. The woman who swears she's done with men while simultaneously being unable to function without male presence in her life. Which brings me to something that'll really open your eyes. She publicly posts about how men are trash, how she's done with relationships, how she's focusing on herself. Meanwhile, she's got a rotation. High-value men she's seeing on the side, men with money, status, presence, men who are funding her independent lifestyle while she pretends publicly that she doesn't need anyone. She talks about paying her own bills, but her rent is covered by the guy she sees on Tuesday. Her car payment is handled by the man who takes her to dinner on Thursday. Her trips, her lifestyle, her independence, it's all subsidized by men she won't acknowledge publicly because that would ruin the narrative. And here's the wildest part. She genuinely believes she's independent. Because in her mind, if she's not married or officially committed, it doesn't count as depending on a man. But you see through it. You've always seen through it. You've watched the performance long enough to recognize the contradiction. So let me answer the question directly. Do women really not need men? No, they absolutely need you. They need masculine presence to feel safe. They need masculine attention to feel valuable. They need masculine energy to feel feminine. They need masculine strength to orient around. You can't hashtag away a million years of evolution. You can't post your way out of biological hardwiring. What they don't need is weakness. Men who beg for validation. Men who apologize for existing. Men who shrink themselves to make women comfortable. But a man with backbone, a man who knows his value, A man who provides presence, strength, stability without apology, that man will always be needed, even when she won't admit it, even when she posts the opposite online. And after 60, you've got something younger men haven't learned yet, and women can't fake. You've seen through all of this. You've watched women claim one thing and do another for decades. You're not fooled by the performance anymore. You see the contradiction. You recognize dependency disguised as independence. When emotions run high and stability is needed, everyone looks for the men with gray hair. The ones who don't panic. The ones who see clearly because they've watched this movie 100 times. That's you. That's your value. And it doesn't expire because some woman posts about not needing men. You don't need validation from women who claim they don't need you while simultaneously depending on you. You've seen women say one thing and do the complete opposite. You've watched them claim independence while calling you when things get hard. That never stopped being true, no matter how loud the "I don't need a man" post got. Now, tell me in the comments below, what's the biggest contradiction you've seen between what a woman says about not needing men and what she actually does? And while you're at it, let me invite you to join the Senior Men Club weekly newsletter. Every week, we dig into truths nobody else is calling out. And it's not just about women in relationships. We talk health, vitality, strength, everyday living. The exact things you need to make your remaining years healthier, happier, stronger, and more fulfilled. Patterns like what we discussed today. Solutions for the challenges men over 60 actually face. Validation for experiences society tells you don't exist. The link is in the description and pinned in the comments. It's free, it's weekly, and it's for men who refuse to settle for what culture says they should accept. Because here's the bottom line. She can claim she doesn't need you, she can post it, she can believe it, but watch what she does. Watch who she calls. Watch who she needs when the performance ends and reality hits. You've always known the truth. You've just been told not to say it out loud. They need you. They always have. They always will. And before you go, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell if this landed. And if you know a man that needs to hear this, share it with him too. Remember, your value doesn't depend on whether they admit it. It just is. I'm Avery Scott, and I'll see you in the next one.